Hydrapple, 1 part apple, 7 parts dragon. This little guy is one of my favorite parts of the new Indigo Disk DLC. I definitely preferred this half of the treasures of Area Zero to the teal mask, and I cannot wait to show you guys some of the ideas I had while playing it. In the meantime, I decided to throw back to a trend I did last year before I became Cup-a-Fee. The biblically accurate series was the first thing I did that really took off, and I'm so excited to make a new one for the first time since last winter. And I figured I'd show you guys a glimpse at the artistic process behind my work. And to top it all off, at the end of the video are not 1, but 2 bonuses that I know you'll enjoy that featured this hip new outfit and a tiny orange demon king that I recently added to my life. Grab your cup of tea and enjoy. Now to start off, we sketch out the 5 main heads. One big controlling one in the middle and 4 ones on the side. For some variation, I figured I'd go for a slightly different facial expression for the one on the bottom. He's got his little tongue poking out because he's a silly little guy. And now we're going to start adding in more heads, because more heads make it more cursed, and more cursed makes it more biblically accurate. I mean, have you seen some of those angels? They are insane looking. And we're just gonna dupe that and flip it. And then we're gonna have these guys up here kissing because they're friends. And that's what friends do, they kiss each other. And now for the top layer of serpents. We've got this big guy in the middle, and then 2 more on either side. These guys are twisted around each other because they're hugging, because that's what best friends do. They hug each other. Now once I'm happy with the sketch, I start with the outline. I actually completed the whole apple first, so I could film it for the TikTok that I made. And now I'm going to draw out all these necks using this neat brush that just does outlines. Super useful for anything noodly, wormy, snaky, or noodle worm snake dragon-y. Now we can start properly doing the outlines for these heads. I want to get as much emotion in each of these guys as possible. Their big old eyes and their big wide grins. Now I go back and make sure all of the necks are in the right position, making sure to erase everything that shouldn't be seen. And once all the outlines are in the right place, I can go back over everything and thicken some of the outlines to give the piece some nice variety in line width. This is a super useful technique if you're doing a more simple art piece like this, as it can really focus the eye to where you want your focal points to be. I also decided to fully shade everything right in the back black, and added this weird stripe technique between the bits in the foreground and the background. I'm not sure how I feel about this, but it was fun giving it a go. I also realised I'd forgotten to do his little belly, so I'm adding that in now. Here I quickly colour everything in, and add in these little apples that I've forgotten to put in earlier. The pops of red really add some variety to this piece, that it sorely needs. The red, green and yellow make for a robust and bright colour palette. And here we start shading, and going over everything in a purple layer set to multiply. Making sure to keep going with the weird stripe thing that I've been doing around the shadows. And on top of that, I add a second layer of purple to really push those values back where they need to be, and make sure that the illusion of depth is really achieved. And here I start highlighting. It's quite subtle though, so it's quite hard to spot. But I'm just bringing the highlights forward, using first an opacity layer, and then going over that with a bold white. I also made sure to add pink highlights on the right and blue highlights on the left, just to add a little bit more variety. Here I remember to colour the horns in purple, and add little bits of extra shading, as well as changing the colour of the line art, red for the apple and dark blue for the dragon itself. Then finally giving it a little bit of extra blushing, they're done. Biblically accurate Hydrapple. I had so much fun with this one. I haven't drawn anything like this in a long time, and I really hope you guys love it as much as I did. My shiny Hydrapple was a crucial part of my team during the DLC, which I really enjoyed, and I'm so happy that one of my favourite Galar Pokemon ended up getting so much extra love. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. If you enjoyed my artwork, make sure to subscribe down below, and if you really want to support me, I have a Patreon. And now, I just want to give thanks to everyone that signed up to it over the last month. You helped me be the best I ever was, to pay my rent, yeah, that's my cause. Immortal, Absol, Nick, Charles, Rachel Lynn, Zachary, Green, Brandon Likes, Lucas Lips, SDH, Pancake, Brandon Humperfila, Nation, Ryan, Muckbee, Fruit 319, EX, Happy Face. Thank 'em, gotta thank 'em all, gotta thank 'em all. Patreon. Also shout out to my friends, Josh and Bugger, who joined my Patreon while I was editing. They wanted me to have to start over, so I made a new verse instead of redoing everything. That's all I got for this one. If you want in, join the Patreon.